Slovenian Film Center, it's a public fund. It was established in 1994. It was the first in the region of ex-Yugoslavia countries. In 2011, we changed the name, but also the main thing was that the public agency. It means that before, as a fund, the producer they had to pay back from their revenues to return some money to the fund. Now with the Slovenian Film Center, these are pure subsidies. The funds, but okay, the Slovenian Film Center, as before the fund, we are not giving only funds for production, development and distribution, but we are also responsible for the cultural presentation and promotion of Slovenian films abroad. So also we are at the markets together in Berlin, Cannes. This year we started also, it was our first time in Clermont-Ferrand at the short film market, the most important in Europe and the world. Yeah, the French people, they're always the first, of course. And the funds are distributed through different public competitions that cover film production, project development, script development, post-production festivals, and also education activities. And now it's okay. So, in terms of international cooperation, we are also a member, of course, of the Euromash Fund. In 2008, we had, in terms of documentaries, a very interesting partnership with the Eurodoc training program. We established, it was the main Eurodoc, and also we established a regional Eurodoc training program with Croatia and Friuli, Venezia Giulia, the region which is bordering with Slovenia in Italy. So we're also from 2005 members of the European Film Promotion, and of course partners. I mean, we participate in the EU Media Program, and the Media Desk was part of the Slovenian Film Center, but now with the new scheme of the Creative Europe, they are not part of the Slovenian Film Center anymore, but they are a part with the other program, the cultural program. This was our ministry. They made this trick, and we are not happy. But I mean, now we lost our media desk. So we also, with the budget, because of the economical crisis in the last years, we were already over 5 million, and now we are back to less than 5 million, 4,800,000, which is not the best, but okay, what we can do. The crisis is here, and we are hoping that will finish as soon as possible, but this is not a German problem, so okay, go further. So each call for proposal is already dedicated to a specific financial scheme, and the applicants know the amount for the given scheme and call in advance. So in 2013, the following financial schemes were available. All the schemes I already mentioned, and also because of the urge of the digitization of the theaters, so we had also the call for cinema digitization now for 2 years, and hopefully in 3 years all the theaters, of course not the commercial one, the multiplexes, but all the other art house cinemas will be digitized. So this is a good point. A point which is not good is that we don't have the exact, we don't have fixed dates of the calls, because there are different reasons, some political interferences, and very often changing of the rules. So this is something we would like to achieve, so the fixed dates, because this is also a problem for our producers in terms of application for the Euromash fund. Also, another problem is that tax incentives are still not implemented in Slovenia, but finally we started with the Film Commission, which is also inside the Slovenian Film Center, but of course we would urgently need that the state would help us with the tax incentives, because we are really not very competitive. Because Croatia, on one side, they have this system already implemented, and also Italy and also Austria, so we are really a small island without this system. So here are the schemes for the shorts. Only short animation can be part of the script and project development. For script development, the maximum per project is 6,500. For project development, maximum 25,000 per project. And but this, in terms of short, it's only for animation. The normal call for film production, it's maximum 7,000 euros per project. This is perhaps it looks very high also. It's but this is, I mean, the reason is because we are the only financial body in the country. Okay, there are also some possible production for TV, for the public TV, but this is not fixed. It's like, I mean, from my point of view, I think that that kind of production, short production, the national TV should develop. But I mean, in terms, for example, for animation, this is not high, a big budget. But yes, for example, for documentary, short documentary or short fiction, it's quite big. I agree. But this is also because in Slovenia, it's not like in some countries that when a director shot his first fiction film, feature fiction film, then he stops with short films. In Slovenia, because they are waiting, also established directors are waiting for 4 or 5 years to shoot a new feature fiction film, or yes, usually fiction feature. So in the meantime, they are also shooting short films. But the problem is that also, for example, last year we gave only we gave the funds for only 2 short films, for each 60,000 euros, and it's also a problem because, but I will explain this later. So another schemes for short is the audiovisual production. This was before, it was the Ministry of Culture was at the Ministry of Culture. Now it's also inside our institution, and it was meant for the TV production, but it was also for documentary. Let's say the TV format, the 50 minutes TV format documentary, and also for short films. Now here, this is, for example, the scheme also for, let's say, some web project or experimental project. But because I was very surprised when Andrea wrote me about video art. Video art in Slovenia, it was very strong at the end of the 90s, but I think now already in 10 years, the ex-video artists, they are saying, this is something, we are not video artists anymore. So now their thesis is that the video art is something which was part of the past, and if they are doing this in galleries, mainly in galleries, it's not called any video art anymore. It's kind of installation, things like that. So here, okay, it's the maximum amount per project is. For the entire scheme is 100,000 euros, and so here you can see that the majority of supported shorts were animated films, and the budget was between 3,000 and 50,000. Okay, then we are also supporting school production. Basically, there are 2 schools, the Academy in Ljubljana, and for many years it was the only school. Now we have one also in Gorica. And this is fantastic, because the maximum amount here per film is 15,000 euros. But the result is that sometimes, I mean, you cannot see the difference between a film which is not a school film. They're really professional, like the film made by professional. Also because the students, they are shooting with professional actors, and of course they are not the professional actors. They are not paid for those films, but you know, I mean, the quality. It's a lot of times. Sometimes the first professional film from an ex-student, it's not so good than the films he made for the school. This was for many times that because then you have some teachers, and you know, they are teaching and they are following you, and when you are making the first professional film, basically you are alone with the producer, but you know, some producers are not the same like teachers at the school. And now, okay, it's also the scheme for co-production, but unfortunately the scheme is open to all genres and lengths, but until now no shorts minority co-production have been supported. I think also because we are in the last year we are supporting 3 to 4 minority co-production, and of course the Slovenian producer, they are not applying with short films, because of course short films is not something you can get really important feedback. Okay, now there are the schemes for documentaries. So here we have also the script and project development, but now we are thinking to abolish the script development, because I mean really the projects, I think that this is script development. It's a good thing for fiction, but it's not really something useful for documentaries, because I think that really the development for documentaries is the project development, because it's different. The preparation and the research, it's different than when you're writing a fiction film. So sometimes also the committee who they are deciding about, when they are getting, you know, documentaries project script for script development, and then in cooperation with the fiction, of course they are not. The difference is very big, and so you know, also when they are comparing, usually they are choosing always only fiction script. So I think it's not something. It's not a useful scheme for documentaries. And then of course the scheme is the pre-production. The maximum is 100,000 per project, and also the same audiovisual production scheme. Here is also the same, like you have the amount for all the schemes, but for example from the last 2 calls, the majority of supported films were mid-length documentaries, and the maximum amount per project was 65,000 euros. So basically the feature documentaries are more present in the normal production scheme. Here it's better, because this is also good news for the scheme for co-production. In the past years only 1 documentary co-production has been supported, but now from the last 2 years more and more documentary feature projects are proposed and also supported, and I think that the cooperations among documentary producers and authors in Europe that is growing, and also the importance for the Slovenian producer of documentary production is growing, and also some new producers, because before it was also a problem that all the producers were dealing with fiction. They were not interested in developing or production of documentaries, but now it's changing very fast. Thank you.